Over the past few days, we've been doing a project on effective study habits. We came out with if you go to sleep early and the environment and not being anxious and no procrastinating helps. Like when you were in college, what were your effective study habits? What helped you?
You're assuming that I had effective study habits in college.
Or today?
I can contrast actually two different styles because I had a roommate who was in the School of Business and I was in the college studying liberal arts. And my roommate, taking accounting courses and marketing courses, sat at his desk all the time. Whenever I was in the room, if he was in the room, he was at the desk studying. And I remember the first couple of weeks of school, I would look at him, and finally I worked up the gumption to ask, and I asked him, do you have a test tomorrow? And he said, no. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm studying. And he just, day after day, would sit there and review the material, reread the assigned readings, look over his class notes, rewrite his class notes, those sorts of activities. And I had never done those sorts of things. For me, effective studying is all about making an emotional connection with the material. I was an English major, and I would reread the material that was assigned because I enjoyed reading it, because it spoke to me. And so I didn't have the same sort of regimented approach he did, but it was just all about making a quiet time for myself, giving myself an opportunity to interface with the material, making sure that I was distraction-free, and being proactively involved in my studying. Now that I say that, I think about my own children and how much more difficult it is for them to be distraction-free when they do their schoolwork than it was for me. I went to college, which was the last formal schooling I did, college and graduate school, but I went to college before there were cell phones, before really there was email, certainly before there was any social media, so distractions were far less invasive into your personal time and space. Things weren't binging and beeping and buzzing all the time. So it was easier to block out study time and do that. Now, here in my office, when I have work to do, I think I approach that the same way that I do study time. I block out time on my calendar. I say from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock I'm going to be working on this project, and I close the door and I sit and work, and I don't answer the phone, and I don't check my email, and I turn off all the buzzes and bings, and I do my work. And if I were to be a student now, that's, I think, the way I would have to approach it.
Thank you.